Hello Aquarius and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the next 2 weeks, which is the 24th of May to the 7th of June 2021. And it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And this is the Pythia Botanica oracle, which I'm using today to draw a couple of cards from, just to start your reading off with. So let's see, what words of wisdom does the mysterious oracle have for Aquarius for the 24th of May to the 7th of June 2021. What messages are here for Aquarius for the next 2 weeks? What does Aquarius need to know at this time? So this deck doesn't always fan very well, but I'll do the best I can and pick a couple of cards for you. And let's see what you get. Remember with rosemary and boundary with aconite. Right, so, boundary here is sort of open to whether you need to expand your boundaries and move outside your boundaries, or whether boundaries are going to be important in the next couple of weeks and you need to lay down clear boundaries. But it also sort of linked with remembering, so it's using your, your past experiences in a positive way. Taking those, sort of remembering lessons learned in order to either attain or expand your boundaries. So there you have boundary and remember. And let's see though where the rest of the reading takes us. So let's see what's on the cards for Aquarius for the 24th of May to the 7th of June 2021. What messages are here for Aquarius for the next 2 weeks? What does Aquarius need to know at this time? And I've chosen Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot for you this time to do my usual 8 card spread with, and that depicts you in the beginning, where you are now in your current situation for the first 2 cards, and the second 2 cards highlight the challenges that you're facing at this time, and the following 2 cards will offer some guidance from divine energies as you move towards the last 2 cards, which may reveal your possible outcome to this time period. So let's see what you get. You start with the Queen of Wands and the 6 of Wands. Wow, that's sort of very creative and energetic and successful. And your challenges though are the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, with your guidance card being the 10 of Swords and the Hermit, as you move towards the Hierophant and the 8 of Cups. And your underlining energy at the bottom of the deck is temperance, balance, being able to take opposing energies and combine them in order to create something new, something special. So there's perhaps, this fits in here with boundaries. You need to balance. You need to maintain a sense of balance, and so it's also mixing of energies in a positive way. But where you start with, it's almost like you start on a high. The Queen of Wands, her energy, as you can see here, is sort of charismatic, exciting, adventurous. There's this wonderful sense of adventure and charm as you sort of return from some sort of quest, some sort of endeavour that you've achieved. And this sort of success is recognised by people around you. It's sort of shared in the community or the family. There's a little wreath denoting success, attainment. And, this is sort of like feeling in your power. However, you're challenged, though, by, the ability to perhaps take this internalized joy, creativity, and sort of use it in a constructive way to provide further growth and stability and abundance. So the kings are about mastering their elements. So it's about, sort of mastering and leading with this sense of abundant resources, and also, really, it's almost like this high is sort of superficial, because there you have the King of Wands in your challenge position. It's almost like too much revelry may sort of cause you to feel a bit flat, and that's why you have the Temperance at the bottom of your deck. Perhaps you need to temper this burst of energy and joy here, so that you're able to channel it in a constructive way, to further your potential and your energy and your drive, and to be able to use it in a practical sense, using that sort of acumen, that good business acumen, to use your resources to create abundance, to create stability and security, and lead with those. Because here you have in your guidance row, you have the Ten of Swords, which denotes an ending. I just get a sense, a feeling of flatness. But it sort of shows that something is about to end, or has ended. And, you may be feeling betrayed in some way, or, overworked. The idea, the sort of the sense you get with the Ten of Swords is that sense of overkill, 10 swords in someone's back, and the ship sinking. But, although the clouds are dark and gloomy, this is actually a sunrise. It sort of shows that although something has ended, there's a new beginning, and the darkness lifts. So that sort of tells me that this sort of sense of acclamation and achievement is actually either short-lived or on a very surface level, because beneath that you're struggling with something that has come to an end. And take yourself out of the busyness of this, and sort of don't need to shine so much, because what you need to do here is heal from an ending. You see? So on the surface, everything's great, and you're sort of full of charisma and charm and outdoorsiness, but underlining that Temperance suggests that there's something that is needing to be addressed, some ending, some sense of victimization that you need to heal from, that you need to sort of process, so that you can see and appreciate and truly feel this new beginning, and thereby truly step into that sense of being in your own power, and of having achieved what you've set out to achieve, so that you can get that sense of leadership, that sense of wholeness. The Hermit sort of is about taking yourself away from the busyness in order to find the answers from within. And these answers, this sort of contemplation is connected with an ending, with something that went down, that you have not processed, perhaps because you've been too busy. So the Hermit suggests time away to allow yourself to heal. And it sort of promises that the answers, the enlightenment comes from within. You have it within you. You just need to take the time and the stillness to bring it out. And it leads you towards guidance, seeking guidance from someone who can lead you, who can aid you in this. The Hierophant is about, taking that spiritual growth that you may gain and using it or channeling it into something that is orthodox, that is conventional, something that is sort of more material and stable. So I'm putting the Remember card here by your challenge, by your advice row with the Ten of Swords. It sort of suggests you need to work through something in the past. Because, all this busyness here and joy, you perhaps need, that's where the boundary needs to be actually. You need to sort of allow some space for yourself to work through something that you remember, something that's lingering. And if you're, able to do that, as I said, it sort of brings you to this a more structured sense of inner growth. And it also denotes you're sort of leaving some sort of schooling behind. You've got the Eight of Cups. I think you had that in your last reading as well. So this still connects to your previous few weeks, where there's a need to move on from something that perhaps you remember happily, that once served you, but now you need to stretch your boundaries. So the boundary sort of fits in, and the memory card fits in both here and here. So it sort of shows you perhaps even leaving a structured orthodox way of your faith towards something more enlightened, something more within. You see how the Hermit card and the Eight of Cups sort of echo each other. The Hermit's leaving behind the busyness of the world to retreat, to enable himself to gain enlightenment, and the Eight of Cups figure is also leaving towards, so that he's going to higher goals. He's leaving something that was once comfortable and sort of brought him joy, but is sort of lacking to some degree, and this sort of inner reflection perhaps will trigger off a moving away from something towards something deeper or something higher, something more fulfilling. So there you have it, sort of busyness, and it's a happy busyness, but underlining that is something you remember that needs addressing, that needs working through. And that involves perhaps putting up some boundaries, whether that's just time or sort of, not sort of closing the door on too much socializing, or taking some time for yourself, but setting boundaries in order to expand them, in order to expand your spiritual growth, which is going to become important to you now as you work through some difficult ending from the past. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and comments are always welcome. And then make the most of the next 2 weeks. And God bless you till we meet again.